Ethan and Mia are having coffee and discussing the differences between public and private transportation in the U.S.
Ethan, do you usually use public transportation or do you prefer driving your own car?
It depends. For work, I usually take public transportation because it's cheaper and avoids traffic. But on weekends, I prefer using my car. What about you?
I drive most of the time, but if I go downtown, I take the subway or a bus because parking is too expensive.
Yeah, parking in big cities is a nightmare. That's one of the biggest advantages of public transportation. You don't have to worry about finding a parking spot.
Exactly. Plus, using public transportation is more affordable than driving, especially now with high gas prices.
True, but on the other hand, public transportation isn't always convenient. Sometimes, the buses and trains are delayed or too crowded.
That's a good point. When I'm in a hurry, I prefer driving because I don't have to wait for a bus or train.
Yeah, I feel the same way. But what about long trips? Do you drive, take a bus, or fly?
If it's a short trip, I drive. But for longer trips, I prefer flying because it saves time. What about you?
Same here. Driving is nice for road trips, but if I'm going to another state, I'd rather take a plane.
Have you ever taken a long-distance bus like Greyhound or Megabus?
Yeah, I took a Greyhound bus once. It was cheaper than flying, but it took a long time and wasn't very comfortable.
That's why I don't like buses for long trips. I'd rather take a train if I'm not flying.
Trains are a good option, but they can also be expensive depending on the destination.
True. So, if you had to choose between public or private transportation for everyday life, which one would you pick?
I think I'd still choose public transportation for daily use. It saves me money and stress. What about you?
I'd probably choose private transportation because I like the freedom of driving whenever I want.
That makes sense. I guess it depends on your lifestyle and where you live.
Exactly. In big cities, public transportation is the best option. But in small towns, having a car is more convenient.
Yeah, so, if money weren't an issue, would you still use public transportation?
Probably not. If I could afford it, I'd hire a private driver.
Good idea. Or maybe we should just get electric cars. They're better for the environment.
That's true. Well, until then, I guess we'll keep using both public and private transportation, depending on the situation.
Yep, it's all about choosing the best option for the moment.